Welcome to Easy English Story and smart strategies to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Emotional and inspiring brand. Your home for powerful stories. Life-changing books. Today, you're going to listen to one of the most success stories in the world.
Michael Jackson, the real-life story. Michael Jackson is one of the most iconic figures in entertainment history. Known as the King of Pop, his music, dance, and style revolutionized the global music scene. But behind the fame and success was a man who faced extraordinary challenges, loneliness, and relentless scrutiny. This is the real-life story of Michael Jackson, a tale of brilliance, tragedy, and timeless legacy. Chapter 1. A Star is Born. Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, the seventh of 9 children in a working-class African-American family. His father, Joseph Jackson, worked at a steel mill and was a strict disciplinarian. His mother, Catherine Jackson, was a devout Jehovah's Witness who nurtured her children's love for music. Music ran in the Jackson blood. Under their father's guidance, the brothers formed the Jackson Five, with young Michael just 5 years old, quickly emerging as the lead singer. His voice had a depth and soul far beyond his age. In 1969, Motown Records signed the Jackson Five, and their first 4 singles, I Want You Back, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There, all hit #1 on the Billboard charts. Michael was a sensation. Chapter 2. Growing up in the spotlight. While millions adored him, Michael's childhood was far from normal. He practiced for hours daily, endured his father's tough love, and rarely had time to play or socialize. He later revealed that his father's discipline bordered on abuse. "We were scared of him," Michael once admitted in an interview. By the age of 13, Michael had launched his solo career while still performing with his brothers. His early solo albums with Motown included hits like Ben and Got to Be There, but his potential was yet to be fully realized. Michael didn't just want to be a star, he wanted to be the greatest entertainer in the world. Chapter 3. The Breakthrough Off the Wall. In 1979, Michael released Off the Wall. Produced by Quincy Jones, the album blended pop, soul, and funk with hits like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Rock With You, She's Out of My Life. It sold over 20 million copies worldwide and became the first album to have 4 top 10 singles. Michael had transitioned from a child prodigy to a pop icon. But he wasn't satisfied. He believed he could do more. Chapter 4. Thriller, the album that changed everything. In 1982, Michael released Thriller, the album that changed music history, with songs like Billy Zhang, Beat It, Thriller, Wanna Be Startin' Something. The album became a cultural phenomenon. The Thriller music video, directed by John Landis, revolutionized the music video industry. With its cinematic storytelling and choreography, it became a global hit. Thriller won a record-breaking 8 Grammy Awards in one night and sold over 70 million copies and counting, making it the best-selling album of all time. Michael's signature moonwalk dance move, debuted in 1983, further elevated his mythical status. Chapter 5, The King of Pop. By the mid-1980s, Michael Jackson had become the most famous man on earth. His appearance was changing. His clothes were iconic, and his performances were electrifying. In 1985, he co-wrote We Are the World with Lionel Richie, a charity single that raised millions for African famine relief. In 1987, he released Bad, another blockbuster album with hits like Bad, Man in the Mirror, Smooth Criminal, and Dirty Diana. The Bad World Tour became the highest-grossing solo tour of that time, earning over $125 million. He earned the nickname the King of Pop, a title he would carry proudly until his death. Chapter 6, Neverland and Isolation. Despite his success, Michael became increasingly isolated. He bought a sprawling estate in California called Neverland Ranch, complete with amusement park rides, a zoo, and his famous chimpanzee, Bubbles. Neverland was his escape, a place where he could relive the childhood he never had. But it also made him the subject of ridicule and rumors. His skin began to noticeably lighten, which led to widespread speculation. Michael later confirmed he had vitiligo, a skin disorder that causes depigmentation. He also underwent multiple plastic surgeries, further fueling public fascination and concern. His changing appearance became a global obsession. Chapter 7, Controversies and Allegations. In 1993, Michael was accused of child sexual abuse by a 13-year-old boy. The allegations shook the world. Michael denied all charges and settled the civil case out of court for over $20 million without admitting guilt. Though never criminally charged at the time, the damage to his reputation was severe. He became reclusive, his health deteriorated, and his music career suffered. In 2003, he was once again accused, this time leading to a criminal trial in 2005. After months in court, he was acquitted of all charges. The trial was emotionally and physically devastating for him. Despite the verdict, his image never fully recovered. Chapter 8, Later Music and Struggles. After Dangerous, 1991, and History, 1995. Michael's later albums didn't match the commercial success of Thriller or Bad, but they still had powerful messages. Songs like Earth Song, They Don't Care About Us, You Are Not Alone, showed his concern for humanity and personal pain. Michael became increasingly dependent on prescription drugs to cope with insomnia, stress, and pain. Financial issues also piled up as he struggled to maintain his lifestyle. In 2009, he announced a comeback tour, This Is It, a 50-concert residency at London's O2 Arena. Tickets sold out in hours. Fans around the world waited for the King of Pop's return, but it never came. Chapter 9, Death and Global Mourning. On June 25, 2009, just weeks before his comeback, Michael Jackson died at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest caused by acute propofol intoxication. His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was later found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was later found guilty of involuntary manslaughter. The world was in shock. Memorials were held across continents. His televised memorial service was watched by over 2.5 billion people, making it one of the most watched events in history. Michael was buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. Chapter 10: Legacy and Immortality. Michael Jackson's legacy is monumental. Despite the controversies, his contribution to music, dance, and culture is unmatched. Estimated 400+ million albums sold. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. 13 Grammy Awards, including the Grammy Legend Award. Guinness World Records, most successful entertainer of all time. Created the most iconic music videos and dance moves ever. Artists like Beyoncé, Usher, Justin Timberlake, Chris Brown, and The Weeknd cite him as their greatest inspiration. The Michael Jackson estate continues to release music, documentaries, and merchandise, keeping his memory alive for new generations. His children, Prince, Paris, and Blanket, Biggie, occasionally appear in public, but mostly live private lives. Michael Jackson's life was a blend of brilliance and tragedy. He gave the world joy, rhythm, and emotion through his music, but behind the curtain, he battled loneliness, pressure, and pain. He was more than an entertainer. He was a global phenomenon, a misunderstood genius, and a symbol of what it means to rise, fall, and live forever through art. Though he's no longer with us, his voice still sings. His feet still glide across the stage, and his legacy continues to moonwalk through history. Michael Jackson didn't just make music, he made magic.